Hey everyone. So, in the self-authoring collaboration group on Facebook and in some of the webinars that we've been hosting there, one of the problems people seem to be running up against with future authoring is that at the end of the exercise, they still feel like there's more planning to do, right? So they've created like a large main goal, and then they've built in like 8 different sub goals that they want to work on that will help them achieve the main goal. And then there's a section that kind of helps you with like daily and weekly strategies. The problem is sometimes even that section isn't enough to give people the detail that they need to actually start moving in the direction of their goals. Um, I've been actually using a program called Workflowy that I think is a great solution to that problem. It helps you, one, organize the exercise as it's already been done on the Future Authoring website, and then take it to the next level in terms of building in detail so that you have a specific plan that you can actually work towards, and building in as much small level, individual task oriented stuff as possible to get you there. So I decided to make a video detailing exactly what the program is, how I use it, and how it might be helpful to you. So let's get started. Okay, so the program I wanted to talk to you about today is called Workflowy, and you can find it at workflowy.com. The website is super simple, just like the program. When you get here, you can just sign up and create a quick account. And the cool thing about this is it lets you sync this program across devices. So I have it here on my desktop, but I also have it on my phone. And anytime I actually use the program, it syncs automatically. So I'm never out of date with one of the versions that I have on one of my devices. So as you can see on this front page, it just gives you like a brief demo of how things work, some of the functionality. I'm not going to go into it too much here because I'm going to show you my workflowy and how I actually use it to organize future authoring. But it's nice that the website kind of gives you a little mini tutorial and tells you what it's all about. Like I said, very simple. Basically a project management software, but without any of the bells and whistles. So it's really pared down. There's no way to gate events. You can't have a critical path or any of the other things you can do in those kind of softwares, but you can use it to really efficiently organize a future authoring exercise. Okay, so here's a demo of how it would work for future authoring, right? So this is just a demo page, but up here I have my main life goal, right? So that's the big goal that you come up with at the beginning of future authoring. And then, of course, you're asked to create, what is it, 8 lower level goals that tie into that, right? That push you towards that goal. And so what you do is you can open up this main tab and it gives you a bunch of different, you can add as many bullet points as you want, right? But here you'd have about 8 of these, and each one is a goal that you've set for yourself. So it's basically helping you nest the exercise, like so you can see what is the top level goal, what falls underneath that, and then what falls underneath that, right? So you've got all the goals here, and you can open up each one of these tabs. So then if I open up this first specific goal, let's say it's be a better brother for me, then I can look into the final part of the exercise, which is where they ask you to come up with a daily and a weekly strategy. So it's actual actions you can take, every day or every week that help push you or help you to meet that goal. So then inside here, you can put all those little strategies. So I put these examples for the specific goal of being a better brother as, let's say, call my sister once a week, or put a birthday reminder in my calendar, or respond to my last email from her, right? This could go on and on. You can do as many as you like. But the thing about future authoring is it ends here, more or less, right? You have a bunch of questions that it asks you about your motivations, about your daily strategies, but it doesn't take you deeper. And one of the problems people have been bringing up, as I mentioned, is that they need more specifics, right? So how do you actually implement this plan? So maybe call my sister once a week isn't detailed enough. Well, in this program, you can, keep nesting as many as you want. So I can click here and it shows me even more granularity, right? Even more clearly what goes into this. So call my sister once a week. To do that, I have to choose a day to make a call weekly, and I have to put a weekly reminder in my calendar, right? And again, I can add as many of these as I want. If I come up with something else, I can type it right in here as another goal or as another component to the goal. And so in this way, you can come up with like really discrete small actions that help you achieve the larger level goals. And you can do this endlessly. And another thing that this program lets you do that's pretty cool is, some of these tasks or some of these things are not things I have to keep doing, right? So if I wanted to, I can use this whole structure as a way of just looking back at future authoring as a snapshot and seeing what I wrote. But I can also use it as an active document that's tracking my progress. So my main life goal pretty much stays there. Obviously some of these things change over time, but more or less these higher level goals can kind of stay what you created during future authoring, but then you can play around with these specifics. So for instance, let's say my goal to be a better brother means I have to put a birthday reminder in my calendar. If I've done that, I can actually go in here and mark it as complete. And so that's done. I don't have to think about it anymore. You see how that disappeared when I marked it as complete? You can toggle that up here in case you want to show what you've done already. I kind of like to do that because it shows me what I've completed, so I get kind of a sense of achievement every time I mark something off. So then by putting my schedule into this program, it's kind of showing me my progress. It's also helping me break this exercise down into chunks that are manageable. And I can do this for each goal, right? So I haven't written anything in here, but all I have to do is, go in there. I can, and it also lets you, let's say if I wrote something here, it's just some text. I can also move it manually to nest it underneath this goal, right? So you can really play around with this really easily. Now, one of the things it doesn't do, and I actually like this about it, is give you any functionality around prioritization. You can't really number things, but what you can do is put them in the order of importance for the time that you're working on them. So what I like to do is, I have these, let's say 8 goals. If I have been neglecting goal 4 because it's one that's difficult for me, well then I actually will place that higher up on the list. I'll move it up for this week. And then this week when I come in, I'll do this on Sunday. Like I'll review what I've been doing, what my goals are, how well I'm working on them and moving towards them. And if I'm not doing too well on like a specific goal, I'll move it up the chain. And so now when I come in, I don't have to really think about it too much. I just go to the top. And so the top goal is goal 4. Now, there's nothing in goal 4 in this demo, but you get the picture. Basically, I can go in there and whatever the tasks are, it tells me exactly what I have to do. Here's my number 1 thing. Okay, I got to call my sister. Okay, what do I do to do that? Choose a day. Oh, you know what? I actually already did that. So now that's complete. And with your reminder's already done. Okay, that's complete. Great. Now I can just call my sister, right? Boom. So that's like an accomplishment that that's an action that I can actually take immediately to move me towards this specific goal, which helps move me toward my main goal. And the other thing about this is that you can really change what it looks like depending on how overwhelming it gets. I mean, sometimes you look at this and it looks like just way too much to manage, especially if you had, imagine all these goals were open and each one had, 4 nested hierarchies of action that I had to take. It would be overwhelming, so I can actually close these up so I'm not getting overwhelmed. I'm just paying attention to what specific goal I have to work on today. So this is actually a great way to organize a future authoring exercise that's a little more manageable than just having a printout of what you wrote or just trying to remember it all in your head, which is probably the worst of all strategies. This basically gives you a framework that you can use to structure the entire exercise moving forward. And I found it extremely useful, so I hope you do too. So there you go. Hopefully Workflowy is a program that you can use to help organize the future authoring exercise, even after you're actually done with the program itself. If you want to find more resources for completing future authoring, you can go to thecharacterarc.com/resources. There's a few things that may help you with the exercise, including an ultimate guide that has lots and lots of questions answered, the main questions that seem to come up for people, and also a free future authoring planner, because you cannot complete the program without a plan. And so the planner just gives you some schedules and a map of how to actually complete the exercise. So hopefully those things are useful to you. Hopefully you find Workflow useful. And until next time, this is Kevin Bailey from The Character Arc.